car this morning. We're in the car this morning, but nevertheless, we never stop. Come on, say with me. Y'all know the drill. Wake up and win, wake up and win, wake up and win. Listen, good morning and welcome to Wake Up and Win live broadcast. So glad to be on with you all this morning. Listen, our Wake Up and Win word for today is a continuation from last week. We were talking about alignment. We're talking about alignment. And so on this beautiful Monday morning, I want to share with you a little story about something that happened to me not long ago. And that was, just I was connecting with some friends. We were, just trying to pull things together. And we were having a hard time, like, syncing our calendars. We were having a hard time getting our calendars together. And at some point, somebody just said, okay, you know what? We're just going to set a time and a date and we're going to go for it. And whoever can make this time and date, that's where we'll start there and we'll go from there. Because the constant cycling of trying to like make it work for everybody at the same day and time was like too difficult, right? And this often happens with companies and groups trying to calendar anything. And so we set a date and then we just move forward, and then what ended up happening was most everybody was able to come together on that set time. But what moved us forward was establishing the time and date and getting out of the cycling like this forever, trying to make it work, trying to make it work, trying to make it work, and just setting a day and time and then going from there and allowing things to come together around a set date and time. And this is not an absolute for everybody, so I'm just offering a way that we got in alignment with what needed to happen. We set the date and time, and then we moved in such a way that we allowed things, and things just kind of shaped and came around that day and time. But it was important that we got out of the cycling, right? And just set a date and time and then move forward from there. And so what I want to offer this morning for our daily win word is as relates to alignment. Sometimes we're trying to align but cycling, like just in this cycle of trying this, trying that, try. No, just do. Just set a date and time and then allow things to align around that. Allow things to come together around a set date and time or established moment. And it was really important that we set a date and time. We established what our time was going to be, what our date was going to be, and then aligned around that, as opposed to staying in this cycle. And what I have experienced, what I see, what I've learned is a lot of times all of us get stuck in this cycle of cycling and never establishing. And it is in the establishing, right, of who we are, where we want to go, what we want to do. It's in the process of establishing that we actually, and is setting a date and time, putting a timestamp on things, right? That things come together. Because as long as we're in this cycle of, I'ma try, let's see, but never establishing, then it's difficult to bring alignment to that which is not established. And so in today's win word is that part of how we get in alignment is we establish. Like you may need to establish when you're going to complete the project. Establish when you're going to begin to move forward in an area of your life. Yes, grief, and those of you who are part of this channel and who tend to watch, that part of what I talk about, even in the Wake Up and Win, is about getting through grief, right? So even in the grief journey, and I should have reintroduced myself, but I'll do that at the end. But even in the grief journey, right, there has to be an established point or goals. And it doesn't mean that I have to be over it by a certain time, but goals, even in getting through grief, there should be goals, right? Like, where do I want to be in a year, right? Where can I be in 6 months? right? If I'm healing through disappointment, setting goals. And again, those are your goals, not mine, not according to somebody else, but there has to be an establishment of date and time, of, of goals or process, so that things can begin to align, so that things can get in alignment. And so as we are working on getting through grief, getting through disappointment, getting through heartbreak, right? We have to get out of a cycle of just trying, trying, trying. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. No, establish. Establish where will you will be in a year. Establish where you want to be in 6 months. This difficulty happened, this heartbreak happened, this disappointment happened, and those things are real, right? Those things are real, those things are true, those things that happen. But where do you want to be in 6 months? Where do you want to be in a year? How do you want things to look, right? And establish a time and a date, and then allow things to align around that. And what I'm learning is when I stay in the cycle of the unknown, well, I don't know, we don't know, I don't know, we don't know, I don't know, we don't know, just the cycle of uncertainty, the cycle of not determining anything. It's hard to align, right? Alignment comes together when we begin to establish goals, establish some timestamps, even if you have to adjust them. Establish where you want to be, establish how you want things to look, establish what your process will be, and then things can align around that, things can align with that. And so, yeah, so we want to encourage you to really work on, hey y'all. So I want to encourage you today to establish, put some timestamps on it. If you have a project, put a timestamp on it. If you have a goal that you're trying to meet, put a timestamp on it. Like, set a timestamp so that way you can align your task, align your efforts around that timestamp. I have writing projects. Part of what I do, and sorry I didn't reintroduce myself in the beginning, but a part of what I do is I write, right? I'm a writer. And so I have to put timestamps on chapters and pages. I have to, when I sit down to write, it's like, okay, I'm gonna write for an hour, I'm gonna write for 2 hours. And then the more I establish timestamps and deadlines and dates, the easier it is for things to align around that. And so in this conversation of alignment that we started last week, I want to encourage you to establish dates, establish times, establish goals, establish a process, establish where you want to be, establish what you want to do, what you want to have, and then watch things come in alignment with what you have established. Watch things come together with how you have established, right? How you have established your calendar. Create your calendar, right? What's your calendar going to be? What's your healing process? Not just this ephemeral kind of desire for healing or for change, but what does that look like as it relates to process? This is even why many encourage going to get counseling, because what counseling can do, getting therapy can do, right? It can help us move along a process. We determine the process, we determine the timeline, but it helps us to move along. And then in the moving along, we can discover, uncover greater alignment. So we want to encourage, establish times, dates, goals, process, so that way you can begin to see alignment in the things that you are looking forward to, and the things that you're looking forward to see come to pass, and things that you're looking forward to doing, in the ways in which you're looking forward to becoming. But you got to establish what that is, where you want that to be, how you want that to be, when you want that to be, and then watch things come in alignment with that. So your homework, your self-work, what I want to encourage you to do is pick an area, right? Pick an area of your life. For example, for me, I am writing a book. I'm writing a book around losing my son, that process, the grief journey. And I have to establish a deadline. Because if not, then I'm going to constantly be like not getting it done, right? So I have established a timeline for that, and then allowing the process of writing and the information I need to come in alignment to get that done by a certain date and time. So establish goals, dates, times, you know, where you want to be, how you want things to be, when you want them to be, right? And then watch God in life help bring things into alignment to get that done, to help you get there. All right, so thank you for being on live with us for Wake Up and Win with your girl, Dr. Najuma. And we'll see you all for our next broadcast of our Wake Up and Win word. We out, y'all. Have an amazing week. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. And join us every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Saturday morning for our 6:30 a.m. Wake Up and Win word. We out, y'all. Peace.